The episode opens with Walter Newell, played by Grant Gustin, looking over schematics for a domed city. Walter then checks his watch and realizes he is late for work. We see a montage of different scenes where Walter Newell is getting ready and rushing to make it out of his apartment. When he opens the door, the camera pans towards the outside, where we see that Walter's apartment is attached to an ocean research station. The camera continues to pan over the station, showing the multiple levels with scientists, engineers, and many other staff working on a variety of projects. We briefly catch a glimpse of a purple Roxxon logo on the side of the station. Walter walks down a bridge, grasping onto the railing as he hurriedly runs down, towards the lower deck of the station. We see him open a door, and the camera lowers into the water, deep enough for us to see a glass viewing deck. In the habitat outside the viewing deck, we can see colorful coral and sea life. But the most stunning sights were the stingrays, hundreds of them swimming in formation throughout the habitat. The camera moves towards the inside of the viewing deck, where we see Walter run inside a large console. As he sits down in front of the console, he clumsily places folders containing many papers and rough sketches of complex schematics messily across his desk. The camera shifts downwards slightly towards the desk, and we can see a world's best husband coffee mug sitting in front of a photo frame containing a happy couple. Walter picks up the frame, and we see that it's a photo of him and what seems to be his wife. A slight smile creeps onto his face, and he places the photo down before turning his attention back onto the console. He presses the comms. "Hey, how's it going down there?" No response. Walter presses the comms again. "Oracle 1, come in. How's it going down there?" We wait about 5 seconds, though it seems like an eternity, before a female voice comes over the comms. "Honey, you don't need to repeat the 'how's it going down there' line every morning." We then cut to an ocean environment where many more engineers, scientists, and all manner of other workers are wearing atmospheric diving suits to fight against the water pressure. They are building a semi-spherical structure of sorts, a domed city. But only because you asked, we're going good. Progress is moving along smoothly, hopefully. We'll know in 6 months at least. That's when the build is due, right? 6 months? Yeah, 6 months. 6 months till we have to turn over the site to Atlantis. And don't you think you can change the subject like that, Diane? I love you, honey, but I need to check in to make sure there hasn't been collateral. Okay? Are you there? Yeah, all good. Just minor interference. We see Diane begin to play with her communicator while another female swims up to her. You're really going to let him talk to him like that? Well, he is my husband after all, and we need this project to work. Yeah, I get it. Otherwise we lose the funding, the resources, the chance for a real coalition between Atlantis and humanity. But for real, you just like being dominated, don't you? Diane throws a rock at Carrie, who narrowly dodges. The two continue laughing as we see a growing light source in the distance of the murky waters. We cut back to the main base, where the camera follows a pair of black combat boots walking through a maze of corridors until they reach the viewing deck, where the camera pans up to reveal the muscular and hulking figure of the military general. "Dr. Newell, get your team out of there now! Get everyone out of there! We got incoming!" Walter rushes towards his comm button as our torpedo slams into the viewing deck glass, incinerating the glass walls, flooding the room. Arms blare and the lights flash red as Walter is slammed against the far wall, water gushing into him, forcing its way down his throat as he gasps for air. We cut to the underwater dome where Diane and Carrie lose all connection to their comms. "Diane? I just lost contact. Diane? Turn around." Diane turns around to see what Carrie is panicking about, and we get a POV shot of Diane witnessing the arrival of a massive submarine breaking structural supports for the dome as it begins to let loose a wave of torpedoes onto the dome and the station. We cut back to the station, where explosions shake the viewing deck as water gushes in, choking Walter. That is, until a hand grabs Walter by the collar and pulls him out of the river. Ian, holding him by the collar with one hand, drops him onto the entrance to the viewing deck, above the highest step where the water only just misses. Walter coughs up the water he forcefully ingested onto Ian's boots. He's weeping about now how Diane is gone. His wife is gone. The last shot before the credits roll is the photo frame of Walter and Diane floating in the water, with a tear between the couple. The post-credit scene begins as the dome collapses due to the terrible might of the torpedoes. Several drones swim through the ocean looking for valuables, bringing them back towards the submarine. The camera pans towards the submarine, where we see inside is a singular man at the controls. The man is dressed in military-grade armor with advanced additions as well. I see cash of green, red rubies too. I see them grabbed by me and you, and I think to myself, what a plunderful world.